You are watching the Breaking Box Office Show. It's a new Sunday morning event here on Midnight Movie Talk. During the day, MMT is going to do this every Sunday. Tight 10-minute stream tops, discussing the big box office news of the morning as we get these numbers right now. And it's Mission Impossible landing a $56 million 3-day debut. And if you pull in Variety, they're being fair like I am. This is short of expectations. I mean, really, you wanted to see this 5-day at 90 plus. It ends up at 80. So you're minus 10 versus the number that we expected stateside. So that's why we have this falling short of expectations. Slightly disappointing. Now, what helps the film out, and we'll discuss here, we're going to really break down the global numbers. It gets to 155 million international for a global debut of $235 million. Now, what I want to do, since I have access to the Paramount worldwide email with the numbers on each market, let's go through this quickly. China, 129.6. Actually, that's the total without China, 129.6. China was 25.4, which this is important, okay? So this is the stuff that we're going to talk about later tonight on MMT. What I want you to do during the stream is come in with the comments, and certainly after it's over, bring me your take on why this film didn't quite fire like we expected. I'll use those tonight for the Sunday Night Spectacular here on MMT. But look at this, very important. 25.4 million in China is 66% below Mission Impossible Fallout. 66%. So there's the first sign that we're in trouble, at least over the long haul, when you're already down at a number that significant in China. As you guys know, with these Mission Impossible films, they basically do a 3-to-1 number when it comes to international 3 and stateside 1. So look this weekend, it's almost a 3-to-1 right here when you start breaking down these numbers. Okay, so this is the biggest opening weekend in the Mission Impossible franchise in 35 markets, including the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, India, Netherlands, and Scandinavia. IMAX, 14 million. It's the biggest international opening for the MI franchise in that format. The PLF format, huge for this film, certainly stateside and international. Again, we'll break this all down even more tonight. Word of mouth, they say, very strong. They suggest a long, successful theatrical run, making it the action blockbuster to see this summer, as only a PR department could state in an email. So again, let's go through real quickly. China, 25.4. Korea, 14.3. UK, the number one grossing film there, 13.8 million. The biggest opening for a Mission Impossible title. So good sign there. India, they have it number one, 9 million. Australia, 8.3. And on and on and on. So the worldwide number here again is that 235 million. Quickly, I'll take a couple of comments on this, and I really want to focus here on getting ready for tonight's show. These streams in the morning on Sunday are going to be 10 minutes max, okay? They might be even shorter than that. But the point of them is to get you ready for tonight's big show. We really deep dive and dissect what happened with this film. Listen, if you were to ask me right now, 235 million, is this acceptable? Of course it is. We really wanted to see it at 250 plus. I thought we would get the halo effect with Maverick with this film. We didn't get it. I do want to point this out, though, as I was going in. We'll talk about this more tonight. Look at Maverick's opening number worldwide. 248 million when it opened. So we are in the same ballpark at 235 versus 248. The difference here is that Maverick was one of those rare films that was almost a 1-to-1, right? When you look at the domestic and international, This time around, the domestic for Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is not as strong as Maverick. The halo effect is not extending like many of us thought it would. This is not a bomb, okay? Couple comments. We're going to get out of here. Not a bomb. No one's saying that. We're saying it is a disappointment in that the numbers are just under what the lowest expectations were. Many of us thought that this film would pop because of many of the reasons we talked about over the past several weeks, including Indiana Jones and the Dial of Disaster going down hard. That always benefits the next big film in. I think they missed the release date here. We're going to talk about this big time tonight. The missed release date. This film should have dropped last weekend when Insidious came out, put it there, and it does better. This had this funky Wednesday opening, threw the whole thing off. And when you do that, what happens is you lose momentum because now it's kind of comes across as this watered down 5-day, $80 million opening. So I think Paramount absolutely not a bomb is the new not a review. Oh my God, that's a good comment. Jonathan, thank you, sir. Aaliyah, Top Gun Maverick cost 170. This film cost 290. Exactly. It's a huge difference. I mean, when you look at remember, you've got to make at least 2x budget to be profitable. But I think it's 2.5, maybe even 3 in some cases. Think of the budget for advertising on this alone. This town, LA, is littered with billboards and bus stops and everything you can imagine for MI. That costs cash. All those ads you see on YouTube during the NBA Finals, all these things add up to put that price tag to recoup your money at 600 plus, I would say 700 plus. This should be able to get to 700. It's not getting to $1 billion. Because of Barbie and Oppenheimer. And we're going to discuss that more in depth tonight on MMT. I think we're going to wrap the show here because this is just like a taster, right? Throw those numbers out there, get you talking. I want you to come in with the comments. When the video is done here, come in with the comments actually when the video is posted. I'll use some of these here that we have and also those tonight for the Sunday Night Spectacular. Discuss this. Also, Barbie and Oppenheimer. What effect will those have on Mission Impossible 7? Because we know that this film, MI, is going to lose those PLF screens, IMAX, Dolby, and Prime, and all of that stuff is gone. And then you give it to those two films, which means it's going to be harder for Mission Impossible to do the damage that we hoped it would do. And that speaks to our big topic that we're going to talk about tonight is going to be that missed release date. Should have been last weekend. Then you have 2 full weekends of those premium screens. And now you have 2 films with a ton of momentum coming into the marketplace. Both of these are going up. If they were a stock, they are rising, especially Barbie. You guys know I was a little bit, I don't know, but now I'm in. I'm in at least on opening weekend. By the way, I will mention this again tonight. I'm going to see Barbie tomorrow. So once I see the film, I'll have a real good grasp of what it's going to do, not in New York and LA, but in the middle of this wonderful country. Will it do well in Ohio and in Kentucky and in Illinois and in Kansas? We'll find out when I see the film. I'll see you tonight on Midnight Movie Talk, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 on the East Coast. We'll break this down. We'll do an hour-long show and talk about all the stuff. This is pretty much the last gasp of summer. Once Barbie and Oppenheimer come out, we really are going to go down fast. So be ready tonight. MMT, I appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you back tonight on Midnight.